my God, in America, they're talking about not allowing people to short bank stocks because they're going to collapse. That's a problem with the system. We want to expose those problems.
Welcome back to another fantastic episode here in the Dubai BitGet office, and we are joined by absolute crypto royalty. One of my heroes, BitBoy Crypto. There is nobody bigger, probably more controversial than yourself in the space. Welcome to Dubai. What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? Well, I'm up here trying to dig up some controversy. So, no, obviously we have the Bitcoin Foundation. We're working with our project that we bought called Bitcoin. It's all about crypto adoption, and there's nowhere in the world really right now that's adopting crypto better or more than here in Dubai. So it's definitely really interesting being here, like having conversations with people and like, oh, I don't have to be concerned about the things I'm concerned about in America. It's very freeing in a sense. Certainly, there's some laws here, some different things here. The way this country works compared to the way America works might be seen as like less free. But when it comes to crypto, which is my big thing, obviously it definitely is it's very relaxing to have these conversations and not have to worry about, is Gary Gensler watching?
No, I can guarantee he's not at the door today for you. So, I mean, one of the biggest things that really does stand out for me is when I watch your content and many others is the way in which you want to engage the audience to bring more users into the crypto space. Now at BitGet, there's a new commitment of $10 million over 5 years to educate young people into the space via the Blockchain for Youth initiative. Now on the back of that, my question to you, Ben, is what advice would you give to young Ben? Little Ben, what would you say to the young people out there? Yeah, little Ben. Sounds a little strange, but we're going to go with
it. No. He's a rapper. It's not Little Ben, it's Lil Ben. Okay? Sorry, I do have bars. That's another story. So, I mean, very interesting. You got a book where people are writing things to the youth of America. Like, I'm going to reiterate what I wrote. Like, for me, it's very interesting because I'm definitely an expert in crypto, but I'm also an expert on YouTube as well. And the two things, there's so much overlap between the two of them because everybody sees YouTube as a way to get rich. Everybody sees crypto as a way to get rich. And what I've learned in both of these fields is that they're so similar. You cannot get rich overnight. And there are some people that do in crypto. Now, on YouTube, usually it's very rare that someone would get rich overnight on YouTube, right? But in crypto, every person I've ever seen who came in, made a ton of money. Look at the Dogecoin millionaire guy, right? They make a lot of money right when they come in. They lose it all.
Yep.
Because there's an art to keeping your money in crypto. And so it took me 9 years from the first day I bought Bitcoin back in 2012 to become a crypto millionaire, so to speak. It actually happened, kind of interesting. I mean, man, almost exactly, 9 years. I bought Bitcoin in 2012 in December 31st.
Wow.
New Year's Eve of 2020 going into 2021 is when I hit $1 million for the first time in my Coinbase account.
Wow.
And it was a big moment, for sure, because I that year in 2020 I've been kind of successful, and like the whole reason I started my business was to buy a house for my family with cash. And like in September I managed to do that, but it was a huge chunk of my crypto I had to pull out, and I wasn't greedy about it. I said, I know that this money will be worth more down the road, but I achieved my goal, and that's important too. Like when you meet your goals, don't get greedy, achieve them. And then I was, rewarded over the long term for doing that as well. But I think everybody wants to have that 1 million view video overnight. Everybody wants to, invest in the coins, gonna go to the moon the next day. Unless you're a person who's already had money and understood it and worked for it, it's easy come, easy go with that money. And so it really is big to learn, like no matter what career, what investments you do, you have to remember it's not happening overnight. You've got to work for it. It's like, kind of like my growth and my crypto portfolio, it happened gradually and then suddenly. It was all the years I put the work in that finally paid off. And that's why we see in crypto YouTube, I call it the Lazy Millionaires Club. I love this. It's a concept I came up with a few years ago by watching all of the old guard. A lot of people consider me to probably be the generational gap between old YouTube, your Ivan on Tech, your Crypto Large, your people who've been around for Data Dash, people who've been around for a long time. And then the newer generation that came in the last bull run, your NFT guys, your meme coin YouTubers and stuff like that. Like I'm kind of the bridge in between those. And I learned a lot of lessons from the older generation, right? Because, certainly I'm pretty old myself. They might be older age-wise, right? But what I learned from the older generation is that so many of them that came in early 2017 or late 2016 when the bull run was getting started. And it was so easy for them to make money that when they hit the bear market, They didn't have the, I'll call it the stick-to-itiveness. They didn't have the work ethic to keep making videos when there was no ROI. Making videos just for the sake of providing content and staying consistent for your audience and your community, right? And so a lot of those people that come in, they become lazy millionaires. Now, you gotta say, Crypto Lark, Lark Davis, amazing job. He's the most consistent out of all of the former YouTubers. Like Ivan does other stuff. I got a lot of respect for Ivan, but a lot of these guys that were big back then, they're not even around anymore. Then you fast forward to 2020. You have these YouTubers that start getting interested in crypto and come and start making content in 2020. And it's so easy for them. I think of 2 or 3 guys that came out of nowhere to hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Bear market hits, no videos at all. Crickets, because they didn't know what it was like to build when there was no benefit, immediate benefit. So you have the Lazy Millionaires Club, and like I like to tell people, right, that you may have been adopted by the bear market. I was born in it. I started my channel at the worst possible time in January 2018, and taught me how to really build for the future. And it's all worked out. And if you look at all of the top YouTubers right now in crypto, whether it's Coin Bureau or whether it's Moon, or Carl from the Moon, or whether it's so many other people during this time, Crypto Zombie, all these guys, Altcoin Daily. You see, there's a reason why we're all the top, because we built in the bear market, and we are all consistent, and we're not doing this because we're getting immediate return. We're doing it because we love crypto. It's a totally different thing.
And I think you all generate a bank of, or a wealth of knowledge for the end user,
Don't say
the
bank.
viewer.
Don't talk about banks.
The end user is clearly getting a store of value, and that is educational content.
Yeah.
And educational content for many is the opening or the very first entry.
Gateway drug.
It is, and it gets them straight into a system of which we all love, we all enjoy, and we know it's the future. I mean, let's move it on to the future and Ben Token.
Yeah.
At BitGet, we are so proud to have you listed here with us.
Yeah.
What did that mean for you as a project owner and the future of the project?
Yeah, I mean, it meant a lot. I mean, this is the first major exchange that we were on, and we've got a few others coming in the future, but we're always gonna remember we were here first. And I love BitGet. Obviously, it's like you have partners that you may do some sponsored videos with, or we don't do any coins or tokens or NFTs or anything like that, but exchanges or wallets or whatever the case may be. People know I'm sponsored by Stake.com. We love it's a online gambling site. Like, we love Stake.com. They're great partners. BitGet we put in the same category as Stake. Like, people we like even if something happened and we weren't getting paid or we weren't making money or we weren't doing this, like, you're good people here, and that matters to us. And so I definitely think that when it comes to Bitcoin going future, Bitcoin is technically a token, right? But it was named originally by the guy that created as Bitcoin, so that's why we go with coin. I know the difference, but don't be pretentious. Okay, but with Bitcoin, we're all about crypto adoption. I love what you guys are doing with the initiative with the youth and blockchain. Like, I used to work with youth a lot. I love that demographic. They love me because even though I'm 40, I'm still cooler than the average old guy. And so I do a good job relating to kids, probably because I am kind of a big kid. A lot of people know that about me, but I think what you guys are doing there is pivotal. Is creating the next generation, bringing the next generation in the right way. Crypto education is what we consider one of our 4 pillars. So our whole project is based off of getting adoption. We are, instead of sitting around like, adoption, when's it gonna happen? We're like, no, let's be active and cause it. Somebody's got to do what I call create the Netscape moment, like for the internet, where all of a sudden browsing became easy. And you learned there was an internet outside of America Online. So growing up, when the internet first really started getting popular, you had an America Online disk, you thought AOL was the internet, right? There was a whole world outside of it. And the Netscape browser allowed you to discover that. Well, we're waiting for that thing in crypto that's like, what is the thing that's gonna pull people in? Mm-hmm. We like to think Bitcoin is gonna play a major role, if not be that thing, right? Because another problem we have in crypto is everybody's so tribalistic, right? Well, Bitcoin supports all crypto. Like, if you have a project and you're in crypto and you're not literally a Ponzi scheme and you're not scamming people and you have utility and use case and like, we want to support you. How can we help you? And there hasn't really been somebody that's done anything like that. And so we have our 4 pillars. Our 4 pillars are crypto education, policies and regulation, public awareness, and the last one is fair crypto news. And all of these 4 categories have issues. Crypto education, nobody is getting that in schools, right?
It's true.
When you have policies and regulation, we have a lobbying company we work with now, like Coinbase, for instance. I'm not gonna throw Coinbase under the bus here, okay? But let me tell you what Coinbase cares about. Coinbase. That's what they do. What does Sam care about? Sam, FTX. Like, Coinbase has definitely positioned themselves in a very unique way to where they're seen as good guys for crypto. And I'm not saying they're bad guys. I'm just saying they represent the exchange business in the United States. They represent the industry. Nobody's out there representing the normal person, the retail investor. What are our rights? So that's what we're doing with policies and regulation, is trying to create an environment that's good for all traders and all people in America that want to invest and get into crypto or create a project, create a coin. Then, of course, you have our public awareness campaigns. We're getting ready to do a really cool billboard in New York Times, or New York Square, Times Square in New York, right? It's gonna have the Bencoin logo, right? And Ben stands for Be Everywhere Now, because it's our job in crypto to push this message and be everywhere now. Let's stop talking about the future. Let's tell people. And so we want to create these kind of provocative ad campaigns. So the one we're still waiting on final approval from NASDAQ, because that's where it's going above NASDAQ. And we've got 3 other smaller ones that are going to be in that area. But it says, short the banks, if they let you. Long on crypto. Like, those are the kind of public awareness messages we want, to where people are like, what does that mean? And then they go and they look, oh my God, in America, they're talking about not allowing people to short bank stocks because they're going to collapse. That's a problem with the system. We want to expose those problems. People say all the time, they're like, oh man, I tried talking to my friend about crypto, or my mom, or my grandparents, or my teacher, and I'm like, oh, they just shut me down. It's a scam, it's blah, blah. I've not sat down with one person in the last 2 years, and by the end of the conversation, they're not convinced.
I think, to be honest, Ben, just getting to know you in this last couple of hours in the office, the energy of which you expel, and I think, you've made the comment yourself, but I want to echo that. I mean, the amount of extraordinary attention to detail that you've got, the amount of work and that dedication that you put in for providing for the wider community is extraordinary, and we do need to celebrate people like yourself. And to be honest, I think that is why you're so successful with your content creation and the business that you've got within the space.
It's not just because I'm great looking.
Well, I think that's probably one of the reasons. It may well be. But I just want to say, Ben, it's an absolute honour to have you here in the office. Tonight we're throwing a boat party for you. And we cannot wait to celebrate your successes and the future successes between yourself and BitGet. And thank you for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. I think right after this, we're going to run over to the mall and I'm going to get a Speedo.
Oh, gosh. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. And most importantly, remember, Blockchain for Youth is an initiative, $10 million over 5 years, educating young people aged 18 to 35 on the wonderful world of crypto. Thank you.